Alright guys, this is a continuation of my Criterion Collection movies. This one is Spy Number 51, released in 1985. This movie is entitled Brazil. Don't let the title deceive you, it's not about Brazil, the country. When you think of the song Brazil, and you get that happy feeling, this movie is the complete opposite of that. They wanted to... The creators of this movie, which is one of the members of the Monty Python troupe, Terry Gilliam, he made this movie because he was thinking about a dystopian future where a man is sitting on a beach humming the song Brazil in his mind, but in reality he's surrounded by charcoal and ash, and the world is kind of a dark place. So it's a very funny movie. It's a dark comedy. It's very, very amusing. It's probably one of my favorite, I don't even know what you call it, science fiction, fantasy. It's really good. It's got a lot of practical effects. I'm going to read the description here. In the dystopian masterpiece Brazil, Jonathan Pryce plays a daydreaming everyman who finds himself caught in the soul-crushing gears of a nightmarish bureaucracy. This cautionary tale by Terry Gilliam, one of the great films of the 1980s, has come to be esteemed alongside anti-totalitarian works by the likes of George Orwell, Aldous Huxley, and Kurt Vonnegut Jr. And in terms of set design, cinematography, music, and effects, Brazil is a non-stop dazzler. There's a cameo by... It's not really a cameo, but there's a very small part by Robert De Niro. He plays a mechanic who's trying to fix Jonathan Pryce's refrigerator in the future, and he's like a rebellious underground refrigerator repairman, and it's really funny. And yeah, it's a really funny, dark, amusing movie. I really enjoy it. Next, we have Spy Number 57, released in 1963. And this movie is Charade, with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn, directed by Stanley Donen. Oh, Stanley Donen production. So he produced it. I'm not sure who directed it. In this comedic thriller, a trio of crooks relentlessly pursue a young American played by Audrey Hepburn and gorgeous... I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I apologize. It's a clothing brand. Anyways, they're chasing her through Paris in an attempt to recover the fortune her dead husband stole from them. The only person she can trust is Cary Grant's suave, mysterious stranger. Director Stanley Donen goes deliciously dark for Charade, a glittering emblem of 60s style and macabre wit. So yeah, I guess he did direct it. It's a great murder mystery movie. It's got a lot of action. Cary Grant is hilarious in this movie because he plays like 5 different characters. Like, he's the same person, but they start to understand that she starts to understand that he's not who he says he is. He's always changing his identity. So it's like a comedic old school version of, not The Talented Mr. Ripley, The Bourne Identity, where he's constantly changing his identity and no one really knows who he is. It's really good. It's a great movie. Lots of fun. Then we got Spy Number 58, released in 1960. This is the movie Peeping Tom. I showed this in my Halloween movie list or horror movie list, I believe. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in one of my previous videos, but this is produced and directed by Michael Powell. Michael Powell was one of a team of British directors, Powell and Pressburger, and they used to make a lot of movies together. And I've discovered a bunch of their movies this past year, and they're really great. We discovered The Red Shoes. This one, of course. Black Narcissus. There's another one. I can't remember the name of it. Colonel Blimp, I think is the name of it. It's really good. Excuse me. Having brought British cinema into exalted realms of fantasy and imagination, Michael Powell took a dark detour into obsession, voyeurism, and violence with this groundbreaking meta-cinematic investigation into the mechanics of fear. Armed with his killer camera, photographer and filmmaker Mark Lewis, played by Carl Bohm unleashes the traumas of his childhood by murdering women and recording their deaths until he falls for his downstairs neighbor and finds himself struggling against his dark compulsions. Received with revulsion upon its release, only to be reclaimed as a masterpiece, the endlessly analyzed, still shocking Peeping Tom dares viewers to confront their own relationship to the violence on screen. So yeah, this is obviously a dark movie, really well acted. Cinematography is amazing. Yeah, it was banned for a long time. Another interesting thing to note is that Michael Powell, I think he ended up marrying Thelma Schoonmaker, who's like a famous film editor that works with Martin Scorsese. So I think that's how Martin Scorsese got turned on to the Powell movies, was because of Thelma Schoonmaker. I could be wrong with that, but I definitely know that this director is married to Martin Scorsese's lifelong film editor. So I thought that was pretty neat. Anyways, yeah, this is a really good movie. Very dark, very good. Next, we have Spine Number 62, released in the year 1928. Almost 100 years old. The Passion of Joan of Arc. Directed by Carl Dreyer, with Falconetti, Artaud. This is a great movie. Probably one of the greatest movies that has ever done. 80% of the movie is a close-up of her face. Like, it's amazing. Her acting is amazing. I don't think she made many movies before this. I think she was a theater actor. And it's one of those movies that's always discussed on lists of famous, great movies. And I watched it for the first time. I bought this on Blu-ray a couple years ago. Like I said, it's an early Spine Number, but they just re-released it on Blu-ray a few years ago. Before that, it was out of print, I think, on DVD. But it's so good. It's so amazing. And I grew up Catholic, so I already knew a lot of stories about Joan of Arc, but this movie is amazing. And there's a bunch of different versions of the movie on this. Like, I think there's 4 different versions of the movie in this set. I think you can watch it with 4 different soundtracks, like 4 different, because it's a silent movie. And so they had all these different artists do different renditions of different types of music in the background. So you can watch with like a piano score, which is kind of what I prefer. Otherwise, they have a small orchestra. They have like a weird electronic synthesized score. And they have different frame rates. They even showed it at different speeds. So sometimes when you watch old black and white movies, some of the characters will move really quickly, or they look like they're almost moving unnaturally. And that's because before modern day cameras would turn the film at a certain rate, they had to hand crank it. When they were actually filming the scenes, the cameraman had to hand crank the camera, and so the shutter speed would vary a lot of times. So the bonus features on this are really, really amazing. And then they talk about how they restored this movie from 1928. It's really good. The director, Dreyer, has a bunch of movies in the Criterion Collection, which I want to get, but they're on DVD, and I want to wait till they get released on Blu-ray. So this one, the description says, spiritual rapture and an institutional hypocrisy come to stark, vivid life in one of the most transcendent I'm sorry, you guys. Transcendent masterpieces of the silent era. Chronicling the trial of Joan of Arc and the hours leading up to her execution, Danish master Carl Theodor Dreyer depicts her torment with startling immediacy, employing an array of techniques, expressionistic lighting, interconnected sets, painfully intimate close-ups to immerse viewers in her subjective experience. Anchoring Dreyer's audacious formal experimentation is a legendary performance by Renee Falconetti, whose haunted face channels both the agony and the ecstasy of martyrdom. Yeah. It's a really good movie. Really fascinating. And I'm going to do one more. This is Spine Number 64. This is from the year 1949. And the title is The Third Man, directed by Carol Reed. Carol Reed was related to Oliver Reed, who was a famous actor. Oliver Reed was in... he was in the movie about a gladiator. He was in Gladiator. He played like the trainer. He was also in the movie Oliver, the musical. He was a British actor. The Third Man Pulp novelist Holly Martins travels to shadowy post-war Vienna only to find himself investigating the mysterious death of an old friend, black market opportunist Harry Lime, and thus begins this legendary tale of love, deception, and murder. Thanks to brilliant performances by Joseph Cotten, Alida Valli, and Orson Welles, Anton Karas' evocative zither score, Graham Greene's razor-sharp dialogue, and Robert Krasker's dramatic use of light and shadow, The Third Man, directed by the inimitable Carol Reed, only grows in stature as the years pass. So, yeah, Orson Welles as Harry Lime is one of the greatest villains. It's on the American Film Institute list of the greatest villains in movie history. The photography is amazing black and white photography, and it looks really good on this. I think, is this the DVD? This might be the DVD. Yeah, this is just the DVD. So I got this before I started buying Blu-rays, but this is one of the last DVDs that I bought. And it's great. It's in the American Film Institute, 100 greatest movies, 100 greatest American movies ever made. So it's definitely a classic and a popular movie within the film world. And that's it. Catch you on another video.